You guys got a leaky joint right up here above this water heater. So following this line around, just a very, very slow leak. You can see there's a fitting here, and this thing was sweated together. There's a fitting from here, and here's the pipe. So you can see, and this is like, I mean, it's barely, I mean, it might even evaporate before it does any damage, but you can see there's a leak there. So cut my finger the other day, sorry for the grotesqueness, but what I want to do is fix this. And so I don't want to sweat it back together if I don't have to right now, so I'm going to kind of do a patch, and I've got some product I'm going to test out on it and see how it works. And so there's kind of what it looks like from underneath, and this thing swivels around a little bit too. We got a little bit of play right there, a little in and out. I'm trying not to mess with it too much. I don't want to cause any further damage. The right way to do this is to cut all this out and re-sweat it, clean it up and re-sweat this to this. So, but for now, I'm going to just try a little epoxy fix and see if that does any good. All right, I got some JB Weld here, very common product. Picked this up at Lowe's, and I'm going to see how good of a job it does under these conditions. All right, I'm just going to mix a little bit of this up on this junk lid I got. I'm going to toss it anyway after this, so it's broken. One last use. Try and do them both about the same size. And we'll mix them all up real good together. All right, there's the angle directly underneath that fitting. I'll go ahead and dry it. Make sure it's dry as possible. I can slap some of that on the joint. Go ahead and rub it in with the gloved hand there. Okay, there's the epoxy on there, the JB Weld, and just did a heavy a coat as I could around that joint there where it was leaking. And I'll go ahead and give it 4 to 6 hours and see how it does, see if it holds. All right, guys, unfortunately the JB Weld job did not work, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean it all up, and then see it's still leaking really good. I came out here this morning, this big drop hanging down from there, so I'm gonna go ahead and I let it cure overnight too. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this all up again and then try some WaterWeld on there. I'm just cleaning it up again. I cut some strips for my sandpaper. Give that WaterWeld something good, nice and rough to stick to. It's leaking right down there. All right, got it cleaned up for the most part. Put some WaterWeld on there and give that a try now. Just get a little bit like that. Put this back in the tube. Enough here. Hoping this works. Like I said, guys, the right way to do that is to clean it all up and drain the water and re-sweat it. I'm just kind of trying to avoid that for now, especially because it's such a tiny leak. I don't even know if you'd call it a pinhole. It's just barely weeping out of there. But get this thoroughly mixed around. Let's go put it on the joint. couple of these to kind of clean it up around the edge too. I don't really need it around that joint, going to that wall coupling there. Like these, you can kind of push it in there, push it, mash it up in there too, really good. All right, there we go. Let's see how it holds up the next couple hours. I'll check it again in about 6 hours. All right, that's good news. Totally worked. Nice and hard on there. No water at all. All right, worked good. All right, WaterWeld, thank you. All right, here we are about a week later after doing this repair, and this stuff is just hard as a rock. See, I'm dragging my nail on that. I can't even peel that up. So this is really some good stuff. That's nice. No leaks. So it did stop that tiny little spot from dripping. But yeah, that stuff, amazing how, I mean, that's like as hard as metal. No puttiness to it at all. It's solid, hard as a rock, hard as metal. All right, yeah, I just wanted to follow up, and one, I wanted to check it. Two, I kind of wanted to show you how it acts after, and how it hardens, and what it looks like when it's completely dry.